We'll start, boys, shall we, by talking England-Belgium. Belgium, of course, finished top of the group after that 1-0 victory against England. What a strange match that was, Macca.
Yeah, it was very low-key, wasn't it? I think
the
Belgian manager before the game said he wanted to finish second in the group. They made 8 changes. England made 9, brought John Stones off, effectively made 10 at half-time. And it looked as if it wasn't an interesting game to watch, actually. It petered out, and it was actually quite boring. England have finished second. It's not going to do them any harm at all. Belgium have topped the group, 9 points, a bit more confidence, but it was a subdued atmosphere because you knew that most of the England team were not going to play in the next game. So, they're not. It didn't matter if Jamie Vardy scored 3 in this game. He was not going to play in the knockout phase. Harry Kane was going to come back in.
Are you happy, Mac? Would you take it?
Yeah, I was. Before the game, I knew they were going to play Colombia and I knew they were going to play Sweden or Switzerland if they qualify. If they can't beat those teams, then they shouldn't be anywhere near the quarterfinals or the semi-finals. So I've got no problem with that.
Craig, do you have a problem?
No, I was a bit uncomfortable watching the game. I was uncomfortable with what Martinez said. I think Southgate was a little bit more clever about it, but it was there for all to see in his team selection. That being said, Rashford went through in the second half, missed a chance. I don't think he missed it on purpose, but did. He's one that might have given himself, not on today's performance, but had he played really well and scored 2 or 3 goals, he might have been one that was up for selection in the next game. But I just think momentum. I think we're just brushing off Colombia as if it's just going to be.
But if you were to choose one side of the bracket, you want to be on the bracket side, don't you?
Oh, I'm fed up with these brackets about what side you're going to play, how you're going to play.
Sure, but when it's as black and white as Brazil or Mexico and Sweden, Switzerland, if you can beat Colombia.
Well, if you can beat Colombia,
but then it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
I think it is.
Professionally,
professionally it is. Yeah.
The other thing about your next game, and I don't think you look much further than that. So as much as you may, as we as fans or as analysts look down one side of a bracket and say which side is easier or not, if you end up losing to Colombia, it wastes your entire tournament.
No, I know, but you could end up losing to Japan. I mean, the thing is, if you do your predictions like you've just done, you've all done this World Cup predictions, you'll choose one or the other. England will be favourites against Colombia, no matter what happens today. It looks as if James is out. England will be favourites. And therefore, you would think if they are favourites and we predict that they would go through, doesn't mean they will go through, but if we predict they would go through, then Sweden, Switzerland is easier than Brazil. Because we all think Brazil will beat Mexico.
Good. Colombia come into this as the outsiders. England are favourites. Steve, you said professionally it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you try and avoid Brazil at all costs. And as we've just said,
what Spain are in
is there a huge difference between Japan and Colombia? And certainly Colombia are a different team without James. And I'll be absolutely shocked if James is fit for this England game, which for Colombia, for me, is a disaster. When he's been on the field, he's been fantastic. They were down to 10 men and he came on and he completely changed it. Was fantastic. The last game, unfortunately now, he's out injured and I see no way he plays. And that makes England favourites.
And also England have virtually rested their whole team. You see a couple of the Colombians, I know James went off, but a couple more were limping near the end of the game. And it's not going to do England any harm. If they don't beat Colombia, they don't, as I said before, they don't deserve it and they deserve criticism. They deserve a lot of criticism if they can't beat Colombia in the knockout phase, the way Colombia are playing at this moment in time.
It was completely an England B team, as you mentioned, only Stones and Pickford from the previous match.
Look, there's a couple of ways of looking at it. I take all on board. I'm with all the guys. I'm 6 and 2/3 here with this.
Right.
It's all going to come out in the wash.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
If England had won the group, and you have to get past Japan, and by the way, you have to get past Japan if that happened, and so will Belgium. If they were knocked out and it was the quarter-final knocked out by Brazil, that's kind of where the expectations were before England got on a plane. So that's probably better than being stuffed by Colombia in the round of 16, which could happen. So I just think it's dangerous to try and second guess where you're going to go. And to be honest with you, that's what both teams have done here.
Colombia are a much better team than Japan.
Without question. I thought you could tell that. 10-man Colombia, I thought were better than Japan. They played with 10 for 87 minutes. The Colombia you saw against Poland are easily capable of upsetting England.
They didn't play great today, but they got a result.
Yes, the Colombia we see against Senegal wasn't great at all. But the Colombia we saw in the first 2 games, I think, are a match for just about anybody in this tournament. And you write them off at your absolute peril. I just don't see this as being as straightforward and as clear-cut as making 10 changes would suggest.
So you wouldn't have done it? You would have put out the same team that beat
I
Panama?
think this is a tournament that we've seen more than our fair share of upsets. We've seen karma come back to bite at least one team so far.
Why is it karma, Shay?
All I'm saying is, you don't make changes looking down the road, in my opinion. You look at the next game, and that's all that matters, in my opinion.
But Roberto Martinez did it.
Well, I was going to say, Roberto Martinez done that.
And it may very well come back to bite him yet. That's all I'm saying. Because Roberto Martinez does it, we're talking about England here. If you ask me about it, England, you don't look past the next game. If you ask me about Belgium, I say the exact same thing. The fact that Roberto Martinez did it doesn't make it right.
Yeah, but Japan made loads of changes and they lost the game and gone through.
Yeah.
So it's, you could say that about every single team. In the end, you have to manage your players what you think is the right way. I don't think Gareth Southgate wanted to lose today and finish second. I just think the scenario came that England lost the game, and actually it didn't really matter if you won or lost today.
Do you know, this has been such a great World Cup. This is a weird conveation to be having.
Yeah. It's just this position.
We can't analyse the game because nothing.
No, but it's a lot. Not that we're shy in doing this, but it's a lot negative today. Where the whole World Cup so far has been, we've rushed down to the studio and said, God, we've got so much to talk about.
Yeah.
The game's been won.
You've never rushed into the studio.
Right. Maybe I embellished that a little bit. I wandered down half-heartedly. But
today's probably the first day we've not had. We've not been excited about something. At least one game of the two. Today's the first.
Well, I felt sorry for
What's the
Senegal.
negative for England?
Oh, here we go. What?
There's absolutely no negative for England today.
But the argument is they've lost momentum.
They haven't, because the players who were going to play didn't play, so they've lost no momentum at all.
Well, I'll give you one negative. I'll give you one negative. Shaka just spelled it out to you, unless you're deaf in that right ear. They've now got a tougher team in the round of 16. Is that a positive or a negative? Speak.
We're splitting hairs here. You're splitting hairs here.
We're splitting hairs.
Of course
Who's a better team, Japan or Colombia? Who's a better team?
It's a toss of your coin right
No,
now.
it's not. No.
There's no James Rodriguez. The best player's not playing.
Exactly.
Without
Portugal without Ronaldo.
Without James Rodriguez, Colombia are still a better team than Japan.
10 man Colombia was better than Japan. They should have won that.
That's the only negative.
Without James and down to 10
I just don't see where there's negative.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, Bumper.
There's no confirmation, by the way, that James is out for that game.
Right, I've just told you. I'm telling you.
Just to confirm.
Sources say.
Tell you what.
Bracket looks like, Stephen Nicol, it's time for you to redo it, because you got a couple wrong. So let's start, shall we, on the left-hand side, which is the most difficult side, Uruguay, Portugal.
I'm going to go Uruguay. Ronaldo won't turn up in this game. That means Portugal's out.
France, Argentina.
Oh, it's France, isn't it? All day
As
long.
easy as that?
Argentina, absolute shambles. How they're through, I have no idea.
Big hands, Steve, aren't they? Big shovels.
What?
Brazil against Mexico.
Brazil for me is going to win it, so they have to win this game to get
that makes
to do that,
sense.
right?
Yep. Meanwhile, Belgium against Japan.
I'm going to go Belgium. Japan, again, I'm not sure how they've gotten here. Haven't been impressed whatsoever. Kind of scraped through. So it's Belgium for me.
Belgium, Brazil. Okay, should we take it to the other side of the bracket?
Hold on.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep, excellent. Right, meanwhile, the other side, Spain, Russia.
Straightforward, Russia done well to get here so far. Spain, for me, wins this game.
Croatia, Denmark.
Denmark, another team who have scraped here. Croatia have been fantastic, as good as anybody. Croatia win.
Sweden, Switzerland.
I'm going to go Sweden. Switzerland are bang average for me. Sweden showed strength and power against Mexico. I think we'll do that in this game as well.
And it would be very seriously, Stevie.
Well, what do you want me to do then?
No, it's good detailed analysis.
For a laugh, then I'll put England through. How'd you like that?
What?
There you go.
You think England are going to beat Colombia?
Yeah, James is out. That means Colombia's out.
All right then. So what does that mean? Spain, Croatia. It's a big breath. Spain.
That was tough.
Sweden, England.
Please, Sweden. Please, I'm putting Sweden through.
Why would you do that, Steve?
Because I don't want England to get through.
But
Pretty simple, isn't
aren't you
it?
supposed to be objective? Okay, let's take it the other side. France, Uruguay.
I am actually going to go France. I think they're going to get better. They'll get it together by this stage, and they're going to take care of Uruguay.
And you have Brazil winning it.
I have Brazil winning it, so Brazil goes through.
Working well.
It's the machine, it's not me.
Yeah, of course. Right. France, Brazil to win because Brazil are going to win it all.
Yeah, Brazil's going to win it all.
So what about the other one? Spain, Sweden. Well, but you've got to put it there first.
Yep. Spain. Got to be. As good, as big and powerful and strong as Sweden are, they ain't good enough to beat Spain.
It's the same final as Shaka had.
Yeah, and I've got the same outcome as well.
It's your turn, Craig, to do the
Thank you.
World Cup predictor, as we are now, of course, at the bracket stage. You had Germany winning it all.
My first half wasn't very good.
Well, no, indeed. You said the bar low. Let's start with Uruguay, Portugal.
I'm going to go Uruguay, 2 match winners against 1, Cavani and Suarez.
France, Argentina.
Argentina, I don't see the shambles improving, and I think the French will be too strong for them.
And what about Brazil, Mexico?
Again, favourites to win now.
7 hooks to come home.
Sharpish.
Belgium, Japan.
Belgium.
Belgium. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Spain, Russia.
Yep, hosts are going to go out.
Croatia, Denmark.
Too strong for Denmark.
Sweden, Switzerland.
I'm going to go Sweden, although I think Switzerland have got more talented players. I think they're better organised. This one's killing me.
Because you want
I don't like- I
you
don't-
want to see England lose.
No, I don't want to see England lose, but I don't like what they did, leaving all the players out. I know Belgium did it as well. If James is fit, and that's a big if, I'm going to go for Colombia. And I think it could come back to bite England in the backside.
All right, then. Let's take it through to the quarterfinals. Spain, Croatia. What a game that will be.
No, I'm just going to go for Spain just.
Sweden, Colombia.
I'm going to go for Colombia to get to the quarters.
And you take it to the other side then. Uruguay, France.
I'm just going to go for France. Just. And then I'm going to go for Brazil.
So then, the semi-finals, France, Brazil.
I think the final is going to be Brazil against the 2010 winners, Spain.
And who will win that final, Craig Burley?
I'm going to go for Brazil, now that I've dumped the Germans.
Yes, we've done much choice. Brazil then to win the World Cup, according to Craig. Just a reminder, it's not too late to get involved with our World Cup predictor. You can join at the knockout stages and fill out your bracket. Welcome to Extra Time, everyone. A lot of questions for you all today. Was Batshuayi's goal celebration the best part of England versus Belgium?
Yep.
That was magnificent, wasn't it? You want to recreate it, Stevie, somehow?
No goals.
No goals, no balls.
It's actually
It's brilliant.
nigh on impossible to recreate, isn't it?
It was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
Do you have any embarrassing goal celebrations, boys, back in the day? You were part of one of the most famous ones ever.
Yeah.
What was that?
That was Gaza and the
The
dentist
Gaza
chair,
with
wasn't it?
the Gaza and the dentist chair.
I was
yeah.
there.
You must have had a good view of that.
I did.
Were you on the bench or were you on the pitch?
I was rubber dub.
Rubber
Dub
dub.
for Peter was sub.
Yeah.
I was on the bench.
What are you doing to the arms of the chair?
I also had a good view of Maka scoring the equaliser at Celtic Park and then running off bounds. Had a good view of that as well.
Was that UEFA Cup, Liverpool,
Yeah.
Celtic?
He went,
it was, yeah.
he went in a little mazy, the lad. I might have been carrying a couple of rucksacks at that time in the game.
Hey, can I try that seat later?
Keep rubbing it like
That so you're enjoying yourself there.
I tell you what, have you nothing better to do? Look over here.
Sorry.
Quick, next question.
Sorry.
Who has the more difficult task? Ronaldo helping Portugal beat a stubborn and resolute Uruguay, or Messi helping Argentina overcome a talented but uninspiring France team? Who stands a better chance of winning their round of 16 tie? Ronaldo or Messi? You love Ronaldo or Messi, Shaq?
Messi has a better chance.
Ronaldo has a better chance.
My predicted thing, I picked Argentina.
I think Ronaldo has a better chance.
Ronaldo's got a better chance.
Oh,
Absolutely.
there you go. Why do you hate
number.
England? Who's this? I don't know who this is to.
Who's it to? Could be any of the three of them.
It's to Shaka, actually.
For me,
Yes.
why I hate England.
Why do you hate England? Is it because of the Steven Gerrard screamer you conceded in the 2006 World Cup, or Crouch's pull on Brent Sancho's dreadlocks?
Yeah, that's what it did.
You don't really hate anyone, Shaq.
No, I'm not bothered. I back CONCACAF after that. I ain't bothered about anybody else.
So is anyone from CONCACAF through?
Mexico.
Ah,
Yeah, but
so you'll support Mexico over Brazil?
I'll support Mexico. Don't think they're going to win.
Okay. Steve McManaman, what is commentating with Ian Darke like?
Incredible.
What a man he is, eh?
I know, yeah, exactly. Universally liked.
Yeah.
Great fella, great man to spend a lot of time with, travelling around various countries. He's comical at times. He's like, you know, you've seen old granddads, but he's brilliant.
Darky's a comedian, but
He's
without
brilliant.
realising.
He doesn't realise
No, he doesn't know he's doing it, but he's just funny.
He's a good boy. Good.
Superstar.
Do you like him, Shane, or do you hate him as
I
well?
love Ian Darke. I love Ian Darke.
Say
Seen
something nice
Ilo
about Ian Darke,
Granddad.
Stevie? I feel like you've missed out on this.
I think the term is unconscious comedian.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Is that a term? Wait, what is it?
When does anyone ever use that
I've never heard that term in my
You've
life.
never heard it?
No.
I've heard it. Oh yeah, we use that.
It's
An
Scot-
unconscious
it must be
comedian.
Scottish,
That's
obviously.
the Scottish thing, yeah.
Unconscious comedian.
It's just we don't normally say it that seriously. I think the term is.
That was me Mark Donaldson voice. An unconscious comedian.
Dark is great. I mean,
Yeah, no,
because there's no edges to him, unlike. Right. move
Anyway,
on.
right. And are your World Cup winner
No,
picks differing based on what you've seen so far in the tournament? Well, you picked Germany, so yours is probably
Pick
different.
Brazil now, yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Who did you pick, Matt, to win?
I haven't done one of these predictions for yourselves.
Tomorrow,
I don't.
apparently.
I actually.
Tomorrow.
I don't think Brazil will win it though.
So who will?
I'll have to go through everything, but I don't think they will win it.
Oh, find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that for a
Watch your
cliffhanger.
space.
Brazil?
Yeah.
You picked Brazil at the start?
Aye.
Yeah, okay, good. Will LeBron James join the Rockets? Shaq, I feel drawn to
No.
you.
Who's the Rocket?
The Lakers.
Lakers.
The Lakers?
Yes.
Stevie, where do you think?
Who's the Rocket?
Basketball team.
No,
Houston.
no,
Houston.
Houston.
Where do you think it's going to go?
No.
The Lakers.
Lakers? You into basketball too?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Why, of course. It's not a given.
Because I'm a universal sportsman.
Are you into basketball, Dan?
No,
Why is that?
don't like it.
Not because you've not to do with being 5'2".
Well, doesn't stop me liking other sports.
Oh, Middle Lemon wasn't a big guy.
Okay.
Who? We Middle
Who?
What do you mean who?
He could go to HR, you know.
ESPN FC
Call
returns
him a little
tomorrow.
man.
You're off tomorrow, aren't you, Craig?
Aye.
Playing some basketball? Craig played for Scotland under 16s basketball team.
Shut up, move on.
What? Is it true?
Is it true?
No,
It is true.
that's not. It was under 15s.
Look at you. Look at you.
Smart.
He's right.
What?
He's right. Yeah, I meant smart.
Marcus not having a day off. Are you having a day off?
I'm not having a day off. I don't want a day off.
No,
If I'm
I'm
here.
fine.
Why would I work?
working?
I'm off tomorrow too.
I'm going to be in.
Then it'll be Robbo.
We'll
He'll
work
be
on my
back. There'll
basketball.
never be shifts.
ESPN. Yeah, let's all rub the chairs, shall we? See what happens.
Get off. Come on. I need
Nah,
to
must
go.
be that.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
ESPN FC then back tomorrow. It's a rest day tomorrow, but no rest for us. We'll be here looking ahead to the knockout stages. It's time to redo our World Cup predictor with our so-called experts. Let's start with you, Shaka. You had Senegal going a long way.
Yeah, first time I did this predictor, it didn't go so well.
Okay, let's try
This
it.
time around, though,
Right, Uruguay to
over
beat
Portugal.
Right? France, Argentina.
I've got Argentina.
Why?
Over France have been desperately
Have
disappointed.
you seen Argentina?
Yeah, but yeah.
Good. Good analysis. Brazil, Mexico.
Brazil. Mexico don't get to that fifth game. And Belgium.
Belgium,
over
meanwhile,
Japan.
over Japan. All right. Should we take it to the other side?
Why not?
Okay. Spain, Russia.
Spain. Sorry, hosts.
Oh, you don't sound that sorry. Croatia, Denmark.
I've been impressed with Croatia.
What about
I think they got the
Sweden,
best.
Switzerland?
It's a tough one to call, but I'm
4-3,
going
Sweden.
Sweden.
Colombia, England. We've talked about it a lot already.
Yeah, injuries means I go for England.
See, it doesn't want to work
Yeah.
first time. All right, let's take it through to the quarterfinals then. Spain, Croatia. Should be a good game.
It will, but I'm going Spain.
And then Sweden, England.
England.
Wow. Meanwhile, at the other side of the bracket, Uruguay, Argentina.
Uruguay.
Right? Brazil, Belgium.
Brazil.
There you go. Which sets up these semi-finals.
Which one you want
Let's
first?
do Uruguay, Brazil first, shall we?
Brazil. Spain.
Ah, come on.
So close. We get so far.
And then who wins it all?
Brazil wins it all.
Which you said initially, actually.
Yeah, so I'll claim that. At least I get one right.
Brazil to win it all. It's your turn, Craig, to do the World Cup predictor, as we are now, of course, at the bracket stage. You had Germany winning it all.
My first half wasn't very good.
Well, no, indeed. You said the bar low. Let's start with Uruguay-Portugal.
I'm going to go Uruguay, 2 match winners against 1, Cavani and Suarez.
France-Argentina.
Argentina, I don't see the shambles improving, and I think the French will be too strong for them.
And what about Brazil-Mexico?
Again, favourites to win now.
7 hooks to come home.
Sharpish.
Belgium-Japan.
Belgium.
Belgium. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Spain-Russia.
Yep, hosts are going to go
out. Croatia-Denmark.
Too strong for Denmark.
Sweden-Switzerland.
I'm going to go Sweden, although I think Switzerland have got more talented players. I think they're better organised. This one's killing me.
Because you want to see England lose?
No, I don't want to see England lose, but I don't like what they did, leaving all the players out. I know Belgium did it as well. If James is fit, and that's a big if, I'm going to go for Colombia. And I think it could come back to bite England in the backside.
All right, then. Let's take it through to the quarterfinals. Spain-Croatia. What a game that will be.
No, I'm just going to go for Spain just.
Sweden-Colombia.
I'm going to go for Colombia to get to the quarters.
And you take it to the other side, then. Uruguay-France.
I'm just going to go for France. And then I'm going to go for Brazil.
So then, the semi-finals, France-Brazil.
I think the final is going to be Brazil against the 2010 winners, Spain.
And who will win that final, Craig Burley?
I'm going to go for Brazil, now that I've dumped the Germans.
Yes, we don't have much choice. Brazil then to win the World Cup, according to Craig. Just a reminder, it's not too late to get involved with our World Cup predictor. You can join at the knockout stages and fill out your bracket.
Greetings from Moscow, where the Mexican national team has returned to their training base after what it must be said was a disastrous trip to Ekaterinburg. They trained this morning, regenerative work, I think both physical, but more importantly, perhaps, Cirque, in spirit.
Yeah, you're going to have to recharge those batteries, especially mentally. Anytime you get dominated and owned like that, especially with this kind of stage, with all the world watching, when you were expected to win, you're expected to advance in a much more favorable manner, you have to reflect and you've got to come back with more.
If the 3-0 final result wasn't bad enough, Mexico will also lose Héctor Moreno, one of the pillars of their back line for the matchup against Brazil. First, how big of a loss is that? And second, who replaces him?
I'm going to be quite frank with you. I don't think it's that big of a loss.
You haven't really rated him throughout the
No,
tournament.
his first 2 games were very subpar against Sweden. I mean, nobody had a good game. But Héctor Moreno has left a lot to be desired. He's supposed to be a strong, physical, imposing center back. He's been none of that. The most imposing center back they had, the best defender, is Carlos Salcedo, who up until the tournament was a right back. This may be an opportunity for Hugo Ayala to slide in. Hugo Ayala played very well against Germany. He's a player who's very composed on the ball. He's got decent pace. He's an outlet. He's a good organizer. I think it could be a benefit to this Mexican team.
One of the biggest question marks around this Mexican team entering the tournament were the outside back positions. So the first 2 games, those spots held up pretty well. It wasn't the case against Sweden. Both Jesus Gallardo and Edson Alvarez leaving a lot to be desired. What's the answer there for Juan Carlos Osorio?
Well, it may be Miguel Layún. Who do you take out? Will it be Gallardo? I don't think so, because Juan Carlos Osorio really rates him, especially with his ability to win headers in the midfield. He sees how direct these teams can be. I think he'll keep Gallardo. I think it'll be Edson Alvarez. Edson Alvarez had a rough go of it versus Sweden. He's a young player. He's 20 years old. You don't know how he will bounce back mentally. I think we may see Miguel Layún there.
If there's another player that the Mexican press right now is focusing their attention on after the match against Sweden, it's the captain, Andrés Guardado. I thought he was really good against Germany. Maybe since then you could question just what he's been able to bring.
Well, when you say he's been really good against Germany, it's because of how much ground he covered versus Germany. He was all over the place. He was a good outlet. He protected the ball. He recovered. but he had an injury and he had a surgery right before the World Cup. You don't have surgery right before the World Cup unless it's absolutely necessary. I don't think he's fit. I don't think he's 100% fit. I think after the first game, once those endorphins wore out, once it was back to normal and it's just pure fitness, you started to see him leveling off. And it was evident versus Sweden. He gave the ball a ton. Transition came right down there, the center of the field for them. Andres Guardado was a big part of that. We could see a change there.
Who?
Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
Jesus Molina would be the obvious answer. Juan Carlos Osorio left him off the team.
If you had to ask me right now and I had to bet, I would say Jonathan Dos Santos. He's the easy answer. But Juan Carlos Osorio has been itching to get Rafa Marquez on, and that is my worry.